The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Tennessee Titans and the Seattle Seahawks. Fielded about a yard deep. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Here we go. 30 base. Protein spill. Hey, dude. Go.
On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Derrick Henry. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, there'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Hey, lock it. Check safety, check safety.
A first down carry for Henry. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On second down, here's Henry. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1 yard. Gain.
The Titan ball carrier. He was taken down by Bobby Wagner. It's a gain of a yard.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on third down. Back to throw here. And he's got a man, Corey Davis. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on third down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
Brings up second and 8 on the Seahawks 36-yard line.
Set. 10-2 stop. Hey, echo.
On second down. It's Henry, and running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's third down. Looking to throw. Going underneath for Lewis. And a good tackle there right around the 30. Stops him short of the first down. It's a gain of 5, and it'll be 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
It'll continue to be interesting in these wet conditions how these kickers fare, but first test, passed.
And how about how the special teams unit handled that? A lot of concentration to make sure the ball didn't slip through his fingers. After the snap, got it down and let him pop it through the posts.
And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down. At the 21-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now. First and 10 at their own 21. Wilson after the play fake to Carson. Completes it to Dixon. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. A loss of 2 there. Second down. Play action. It's Wilson. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. A big play that time for the Seahawks. 47 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's first and 10 just outside the 30. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored.
And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. DK Metcalf, his 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Second and 6. And, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. The start for them near flawless. Defense gets them a 3-and-out. 2 quick pass connections on offense.
So that's how a team works together. Just what you described. Get them the ball, give them a little momentum, and they're capitalizing off of that. Thanks a lot, guys.
Now this one complete to Corey Davis. 13 yards is the pickup for Tennessee and a first down.
Gain of 13 yards. First down.
60 Pittsburgh. You remember me? You remember me? Let's go.
He'll drop to throw. And an alley to run. After 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
Ready, break. 53, check 53. Let's go. Check. Topper, topper. Bang, 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 bang. Deuce, 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 deuce. Rush it, rush it, rush it.
Now a carry for the shifty Dion Lewis. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Hey, wahoo!
Back to throw. And that will be incomplete. More problems here on third down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have it.
This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Kenny Vaccaro. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turn to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
They'll run on first down. Henry, and he is going to lose yardage here. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make second down pretty tough. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 18. He's at the 50, the 40, the 20. 10, and he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. Short throw, pick six right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incomplete. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 now on the season. The Titans on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be third and a mile. Now on third down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you get 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work. Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
3rd and 2, now Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. He's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Tennessee getting the first down on a big play of 18 yards.
And the Titans first down.
60 or. Check. Watch 54. Hey, D-line, let's get in there. 85.
Back to throw now on first down. His throw incomplete. Corey Davis, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back. In pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line, well short of the first.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
And 9 yards to go.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Here's Wilson to throw. The open man is Smith. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. They go play action now. Wilson. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
But maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick woke me up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. Now a give, right side. It's Carson. Call it a 3-yard gain, but they'll be forced into a 3rd and 15 coming up. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Off the play fake, here's Wilson. And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
Ready. 10-2, sir. We ain't giving up nothing today. Watch twist. Blue jaw corkers. Shoot.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. 13 yards is the pickup for Tennessee and a first down. This quarterback now 10 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10.
Exit.
He'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle and nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's second down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Watch the screen. Pass. Slam. Hey, seam 6.
2nd and 10. There goes a deep ball, end zone, and that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They'll look to throw here. He wants it all for the end zone. And it's incomplete, almost intercepted. He had a great shot of picking that off in the end zone. It brings up 4th down. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
Wilson. And he's going to keep it here. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Final play of the half. It's Wilson. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They'll start the drive with Dixon. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And they're able to get this one across the 35. He was over 100 receiving last week. He's over 100 now this week, as he's got a first down as well. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Dixon complete. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Now he dumps this off over the middle. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 10 yards and a Seattle first down. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And he's got the hook up to Moore. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. A run by Dixon. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Now Wilson on first down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Kenny Vaccaro. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And the last time that they were on the field, a little demoralizing. Missed field goal. You always feel like you want to get it in the end zone, but then, oh, well, at least we're going to get 3. Didn't go through the goalpost, so.
It does test the mental processes of the team, though, doesn't it? Because when you miss a field goal, it's amazing how fast they want to turn on the guy kicking the ball. But you need to keep his confidence up because how many times have we seen games where it comes down to a stretch, and guess what? You need that guy to make the big kick for your team to move on or to win a game. Make sure you keep him happy. Make sure you keep him comfortable.
I'm sure you always treated the kicker nicely, though, right?
You know, truthfully, I did.
Good.
I always did because those guys, they won us a whole lot of games.
17 yards on that play for the Titans. They'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. They'll drop the throw. He's got Lewis.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now back to throw. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now 1st and 10 at their own 13. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He'll find Metcalf. They get 17 on that one. Move the chains. First down, Seahawks. Wilson now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. A handoff out of the pistol. It's Dixon. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30. Wilson after the play fake to Carson. Being chased out left. He's going to take off with it. He'll They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The rushing numbers for Wilson may be down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
They run again with Carson. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37. And he is going to get this close to the first down markers. He's brought down at the Titans' 37.
47 is the mic. Time to go, night. Mike's 47.
On 3rd and 1, Wilson going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively. But instead it just brings up 4th down. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They run for it with Carson. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Seahawks with the possession. They also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th and final quarter. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw is Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. And now he'll tuck it and run. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Check, 47. Get in the weight room. Get in the weight room.
On 2nd down now, it's Carson.
Well, when you go from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play, huh?
Yeah, first round went to the offense, second round the defense. And the Seahawks on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Wilson. And the throw there going to be incomplete. And the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's something out there. There got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. You know, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And that one was nearly picked. Not sure he was accounting for the free safety. Now it brings up 3rd down. The Titans on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. And now the third down throw incomplete as well. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Right there, 54, right there, 54, Mike. Watch the screen, watch the team spell. Watch out, check Mike 54, Mike 54.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. An 11-yard pickup for the Titans and a first down. This quarterback now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. Flushed out right. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. And you're talking about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Titans offense set to begin the drive.
Hey, orbit.
They'll start things on first down with Dion Lewis. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
2nd and 9 now from the 21.
Watch the run, watch the run.
2nd and 9 now. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Here's Brett Kern now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Returnable for Lockett. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I. Now Carson fumbles the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
Watch out, watch out. 14, find it.
3rd and long, it's Wilson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the Titans are going to start this drive in great field position as they take over 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Henry. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill out the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
At the 40-yard line.
2nd and 6. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Jadeveon Clowney in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. The Titans on 3rd down. A pretty anemic, a very anemic 1 for 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 17. Looking deep downfield. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. Incomplete. Both players were there offensively and defensively, but it falls incomplete. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. This one angles out of bounds in a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
And from that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
You better be afraid of me. You better be afraid of me.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And he loses the football a second time. It's picked up by the Titans. And a costly turnover there as the ball will be spotted 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it with Henry. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Derrick Henry. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Titans capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And the lead is down to 20. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. It's a gain of 12, 1st down Seahawks. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Oh, Wilson going to throw. Steps away to his left. Now he'll let this one go. Deep left sideline. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Now Wilson. Going to throw again. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Now it's Wilson, buying time to his left. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Kevin Byard, the Middle Tennessee Blue Raider, gets the sack. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. Give him 11 yards that time on the return, and it'll be Titan football. They are on to the 4th quarter now, by the way, in Santa Clara, and the Bucs having little problem in that one. They've just opened the lead a bit further. If they can win that game, it would mean win number 11 for them on the season. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's going to let it fly. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Well, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. He was trying to get it to A.J. Brown that time. And it's third down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Blue 15. Come on. 40. 7's the mic. 7's the mic. Watch the pass. Shoot.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. So the victory here for Seattle, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for the Seahawks, it's another win for them, and you wonder if they want a redo on that one loss as they sit now at 14-1, and they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Titans, they hit double digits in losses as they fall to 5-10, and they will try to get back in the swing.